Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Emerson. I'm a Senior Policy Advisor with the Division of Financial Regulation and the hearing officer for today's hearing on the proposed rulemaking to update the requirements for prior authorization insurer data reporting. Also in attendance is Karen Winkle, the Division Rules Coordinator, who will be recording today's hearing. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. The time is approximately 1:34 p.m. Pacific time. This public hearing is being conducted in a hybrid format through the Microsoft Teams and also in the Labor and Industries Building in Conference Room E located in Salem, Oregon. Let's begin with introductions of who is here for the public hearing. And for the record, just please state your name and affiliation, and we can go ahead and go in order of who is showing on our screen here. So let's start with Marlene.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Marlene Converse. I'm a government relations consultant with Kaiser Permanente.
Thank you. I think Courtney is next. We couldn't hear you, Courtney.
Good afternoon, Courtney Dresser with the Oregon Medical Association.
Thank you. And next we'll go to Topher.
Hello, Topher Kittleson, policy intern for Oregon Consumer Justice.
Thank you. And then on to Antoinette.
Yes, good afternoon. This is Antoinette Iwachi. I'm the Senior Public and Regulatory Affairs Specialist for Cambia Health Solutions. I'm just here to listen, and I do not plan to provide any testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think we've got a late arrival, but would you like to introduce yourself for the record and your name and affiliation?
Hi, I'm Angela Donnelly with Oregon Consumer Justice.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, I think I got everybody there. So this is the time and place for a public rulemaking hearing to receive testimony on whether the division should revise the prior authorization insurer data reporting rules. Notice for today's hearing was published in the Oregon Bulletin on October 1st, 2025. Notice was also distributed to persons on the division's mailing list and to other interested parties. A copy of the notice of hearing, together with the notice of proposed rulemaking and statement of needed fiscal impact, is contained in the master file and is made part of the record. This hearing will be conducted according to the Oregon Administrative Procedures Act, Oregon Revised Statutes, Chapter 183, and the Attorney General's Model Rules of Procedure. This is a hybrid meeting being conducted in person and virtually by Microsoft Teams. Written comments will be accepted until 5 p.m. Pacific Time, October 29, 2025. No other comments or exhibits will be accepted after that date and time. Anyone who wishes to testify today should state their name and affiliation, if any. If the division does not respond to comments or questions during the hearing, after the close of the public comment period, I will prepare a report for review by the division administrator as part of the formal rulemaking procedure. Normally, I would say at this time, if you joined the meeting after I started speaking, could you please identify yourself so that we can include you as part of the attendance record? I don't see anybody new. Let's first begin with some background and history about the rulemaking. House Bill 3134, 2025 session amends ORS 743B .250 by updating the prior authorization data that insurers are required to report to DCBS on an annual basis. Effective January 1, 2026, and no later than March 1 of each calendar year, DCBS must publish on its website the prior authorization aggregate data reported by insurers in a format that does not identify the insurer. Amending OAR, Oregon Administrative Rule 836-053-1070, reporting of grievances and prior authorization, format and contents, is necessary to align the rule with the new prior authorization data reporting requirements in House Bill 3134 and to provide a submission due date. What the rulemaking does, the rulemaking amends the prior authorization data metrics currently contained in the rule and amends the due date for insurers to report the prior authorization aggregate data from on or before June 30th to on or before January 31st. In OAR 836-053-1070, paragraph 1. This change in the due dates will allow adequate time for insurers to report the required data to DCBS and for DCBS to analyze and post the data on the department's website by March 1, 2026, and annually thereafter. Again, the rulemaking updates the rule to align with the prior authorization data reporting requirements in House Bill 3134. It amends the prior authorization aggregate data metrics to be reported, amends the prior authorization aggregate data reporting due date from on or before June 30th to on or before January 31. It adds statutory definitions of standard and expedited prior authorization requests, and it updates statutory citations to include Oregon Laws 2025, Chapter 388. To inform the rulemaking process, DCBS convened a Rules Advisory Committee, a RAC, that included representatives of healthcare providers, commercial health insurers, and consumer advocates. The RAC provided feedback on draft rule language, data collection practices, and potential impacts on equity and administrative burden, helping to ensure that the final rule is both practical and responsive to stakeholder needs. Is there anyone on the call who wishes to testify at this time? So if you just please raise your hand if you are interested. Okay, seeing none. You'll just want to provide written testimony. If you are going to provide written testimony, send a copy of the testimony to Karen Winkle, and her contact and email address is listed on the notice of proposed rulemaking. Once again, written comments will be accepted until 5 p.m. Pacific Time, October 29, 2025. No other comments or exhibits will be accepted after that. After the close of the public comment period, I will prepare a report to submit to the division administrator for his review. The time is now 1:41 p.m. and this concludes the public hearing. Thanks for being here today.